Hi there, I'm Frank, and I'm going to show you how to look at an SEO keyword discovery for a specific website in just a few steps. We're using ChatterKB. It's pretty straightforward. Just write your prompts like you would normally write for any other AI tool, except that here you're just going to do it in one big document. So you'll have step one, step two, step three, step four, step five. And ChatterKB will break them down into steps and then execute them one at a time. The great part about this is that you can build it once and use it multiple times. So in this case, the actual workflow is going to ask me for example, what website do I want SEO information for? And as we go along, we can go ahead and type that in and use it over and over again anytime we want to analyze a website. So let's jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and run it. And you'll see that it's going to start doing its thing. We're going to fast forward through some of this because obviously this kind of stuff takes a little bit of time, but I'm just going to start off with it's going to start planning each one of these steps. The first one is going to ask me basically what site do we want to look into. So now it's going to ask me, which web page do we want to analyze. So let's go in here and type in Nike.com. And the workflow will take that information and continue to use it and build upon it. And as we go through this whole system, it's just going to step by step figure things out. If it gets lost, it'll ask you. It's as simple as that. No fancy flowcharts, no having to plug things in together. Everything you need is either an integration that you've added to ChatterKB or something that you've specified inside your workflow. And it's as simple as that. And you can use it over and over and over again. Pretty straightforward. So let's see what is going on right now. We got parse the web page content to extract keywords. We have analyze the web page. Let's scroll up a little bit. So based on my analysis of Nike.com web page content, here are the frequently used terms and phrases. So now it's read the whole page, it's figured out the information that we need, and we continue to move forward. If at any time you need to pause the process, you can go ahead and pause it. And the great thing about ChatterKB is that it'll either start off where it left off or it'll replan and continue to make sure that it has the information it needs. And here we're getting some keyword information from the URL path. If you had to do this on a platform like N8N or on a platform, or even like on ChatGPT, this would be number one, something you couldn't reproduce very frequently. It wouldn't have the guardrails in place to do this, so that's why we like using ChatterKB the most. And it's also complicated on N8N because I have to plug in all the different things that I'd want and make sure that I have those steps in place. Here, all I have to do is write a document, nothing else. It's the easy button. No nodes, no flowcharts, nothing technical that can be overwhelming. And again, the great thing is that you can plug into other integrations. We have integrations for HubSpot, we have integrations for HeyReach, and for Instantly, and for all these different connections that you normally would use. We have Monday.com, we have Notion, we have Google Drive. Now here we're doing an analysis on H1 tags, H2 tags, H3 tags. Gives you the overall analysis of what the brand messaging is. Obviously, we already know the brand for Nike, that's why we chose it, but that gives you a really good idea of what's going on during this whole process. And not much else that you have to pay attention to. It just works out the whole process. Let's keep moving down the line here. Again, looking at all the title tags. And the great thing about ChatterKB is that each one of these steps builds on top of the other one. So you could always say, hey, inside of your workflow, what was it that we talked about before here? Or can you get the information that you got before in a previous step? And it'll automatically pick it up. And there is no need for a go-to-market engineer, a developer of any sort. This is just something that a normal marketer can do. It's straightforward, it's easy, and it's something that like any little practice, just takes a couple of times to try it out and to get exactly what you want. The great thing about this too is that you can schedule it. So in this case, we created one that's a simple ask me which website it is, and I'll go ahead and do this for you. But you could do other things like client updates, and those client updates can go directly to Slack, and it'll go out to something like Instantly or Hey Reach or any other information that you have, and it'll automatically pull that information, and it'll go ahead and bundle it up the way that you'd like to see it, or you'd like your clients to see it, and it'll automatically send that over to something like Slack. And I'll show that to you in one of the future videos. Let's see where we are here so far. Let's zoom in. We have audience information about Nike, and now we are at evaluating keyword quality. Again, this is just a template we have, so you can obviously use your experience and your secret sauce and put it into this and see what you can get out of that. Keyword evaluations. Here's what we got. Now imagine applying this to your competitors, taking their websites, putting them into ChatterKB, and figuring out what that information is. The other incredibly great thing that ChatterKB has is the ability for you to go ahead and put things into a knowledge base. And that knowledge base, these workflows can pull from. So if you wanted to save something, save a file, save it, you can actually save it right into that and reference it whenever you need to. So you don't have to build that out. This is not something that you have to develop. If you have a file, it has information that you need to reference, you just upload it to the site. You can connect to Google Drive, you can connect to Notion, you can connect to Slack and pull directly from there and have it synchronized with our knowledge base. And then the knowledge base acts almost like a Google search for you. So from the workflow, you can say, hey, can you find this information in my file? Or can you find this information in general? And it'll automatically look for it, find it, and pull it back down. See how far along we are. And now we're done. Now we've gone through every step that we can imagine here. We've gone through get the URL, analyze the content, check for URL structure, review the heading tag, analyze your page, identify your potential keywords, evaluate your keyword quality, and recommended primary keywords. And let's take a look at that. Obviously, it's Nike, Air Jordans. This makes sense. So again, imagine applying something like this to your competitors and keeping an eye on what they're doing. This is a win-win. So hope you liked it. Love for you to check out ChatterKB and let us know what you think. Thanks. Bye.